May 14, 2012. 12 federal agents swarm a man in a quiet Quebec suburb. Flashbangs detonate. His face is shoved into the dirt, wrists zip-tied. The charge? Counterfeiting U.S. currency at an industrial scale. A Secret Service agent leans in and tells him he's looking at 60 years in a supermax prison. But what the feds don't know yet is that this man, who printed more counterfeit U.S. dollars than anyone in recorded history, will never see the inside of a prison cell. In fact, in just 18 months, he's going to walk out of court a free man, paying a measly $1,300 fine. How did a high school dropout turn handcuffs into leverage? And what dark secret forced the U.S. government to just let him go? Meet Frank Bourassa. Frank wasn't a master engraver or a chemistry genius. He was a small-time crook with one major advantage: obsessive patience. Every counterfeiter who tries to fake American money fails for the exact same reason. It's not the ink. It's the paper. You can't buy it because U.S. currency isn't actually paper at all. It's a classified blend of 75% cotton and 25% linen, manufactured by exactly one heavily guarded company in Massachusetts. If you don't have this fabric, every cashier in America will feel your fake bill and immediately know it's garbage. So, Frank asked a crazy question. What if I don't try to fake the paper? What if I trick a legitimate mill into making it for me? Frank spent months cold calling European paper mills using a fake corporate identity, claiming he needed highly secure paper for corporate bonds. After dozens of rejections, a small Swiss company finally said yes. Frank fed them the exact U.S. Treasury specs piece by piece: the cotton linen blend, the watermark, even the hidden security thread that read USA 20. He wired them $50,000, every cent he had, and ordered enough paper to print $250 million. When that shipping container cleared Canadian customs without a single inspection, Frank had the holy grail of crime. Now he just needed to print it. Frank bought an abandoned barn in rural Quebec. Inside, he built a counterfeiting lab that rivaled a government mint. The centerpiece? A 6-ton Heidelberg printing press. He recruited a corrupt ex-printer, bought perfectly matched color-shifting inks, and spent months agonizing over microscopic details. After hundreds of failed test runs, Frank finally printed a $20 bill so flawless, it passed the UV light, the iodine pen, and the magnifying loupe. It was a true super note. Now, before we get to the fatal mistake that brought Frank's massive empire crashing down, if you are enjoying this insane true story, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed. It really helps the channel out. Trust me, you do not want to miss how this ends. By late 2010, Frank had printed $250 million. But he didn't spend it, he wholesaled it. He sold crates of fake 20s to international crime syndicates for 30 cents on the dollar, collecting millions in perfectly clean, legitimate cash. It was the perfect crime, until someone else got greedy. In March 2012, a bank teller in Las Vegas noticed something weird. A stack of $20 bills with the exact same serial numbers. Frank never duplicated serial numbers, but someone in his distribution chain had secretly made their own cheap copies of his supernotes. This sparked Operation Sunset. The U.S. Secret Service and Canadian Mounties teamed up, flipped a low-level courier, and tracked the money straight back to Frank. During an undercover sting, police raided Frank's operation. They seized his printing press and $3 million in fake bills. The U.S. demanded his extradition to face 60 years in Supermax. But sitting in his jail cell, Frank realized something incredible. The cops only found $3 million. They had absolutely no idea where the other $200 million was hiding. Frank had Washington in a chokehold. If he went to prison, his accomplices would eventually find that hidden money and flood the global economy, causing catastrophic damage to the trust in the US dollar. Frank wasn't just a prisoner, he was holding the American economy hostage. The US government blinked. In a secret, unprecedented deal, the US dropped the extradition. Frank agreed to plead guilty in Canada to a minor charge. His sentence? 6 weeks of time served and a $1,300 fine. In exchange, Frank led the police to a rusted box truck parked behind an abandoned motel. Inside was $200 million in perfect, shrink-wrapped supernotes. Frank Bourassa walked free. He never spent another day in jail, and today he actually makes his living as a security consultant, teaching governments how to stop people exactly like him. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.